Oh, good question. Yeah, we got a pretty tough run home, but the way we played our footy on the weekend, if we can play that every week, we'll give ourselves the best chance. Good question.
How's the confidence of the group following that win on the weekend?
Yeah, look, it's been high, pretty much the whole year. I mean, obviously the 2 weeks before that were really disappointing, but we know the type of footy we're capable of playing, and so we're still really confident that we can still match it with the best sides. And the weekend showed and gave us a reminder of what our best footy is, and that's contested ball and pressure. And we're going to bring that for the rest of the year if we're going to give ourselves any chance.
What are you expecting from Adelaide?
Text to rock up. What are we getting straight in? I've got 2 questions in, mate.
2 for me.
Going all right?
Good. Nice and close.
Trav, what are you expecting from Adelaide this week?
We expect a fierce contest, no doubt about that. Obviously, they'll be disappointed with their weekend result, but Showdowns always bring the best out of both sides, and we're expecting another pretty physical, fierce contest, and I'm sure they're expecting the same.
Trevor, Showdowns, a lot of coaches have said it's just one game in the season, it's one to just address, but I mean obviously for the players it's still enormous in it regardless of where you are. Yeah,
it's massive. Like, we get so excited to play them, and we're privileged to be in this position to play in a Showdown, and you've got to embrace the whole week, the build up to it, and yeah, so we're excited for that challenge. It is another game for 4 points, but as we've said in the past, that the game goes to another level, and that's exciting to be a part of.
Does this take on more significance given close to finals, precariously placed, Adelaide still with something to play for, and whereas earlier in the year it was sort of just feeling each other out, this one seems like it's more season defining? Yeah, there's probably a little bit more on the end of the games towards the end of the season. This is again a Showdown towards the back end of the year is pretty important, and for us, our next 4 games are vital, and this is one of them, and we've certainly got to bring our best footy on the weekend.
How do you stop Eddie Betts, and how important is Robbie Gray to you guys?
Yeah, I think we saw in the Showdown our last Showdown that Robbie is pretty vital to us. And he's one part of our side, but he provides so much X factor to our group. And in terms of stopping Eddie, whether Tommy Jonas gets the job or Darcy gets the job, look, we've just got to probably defend as a team well enough up the ground to limit the inside 50s. So Eddie doesn't get those opportunities, but those guys will take that opportunity to play on Eddie and enjoy that.
Dougal Howard still has a fair amount of bandage on his hand. Do you think he's any chance to play this weekend?
Not too sure with Dougal. Obviously, he's still in a little bit of pain there, and he'll be assessed during the week. We won't take any risk on him. Obviously, Leno's come into the side and played really well, and our back 6 has been pretty good all year. So look, Dougal, for him, he'll just need to get it right, whether that's this week or next week. He'll have to be assessed.
But the animation that Ken showed when you won your last Showdown, with the 5 and then 1 and all that with the hands, obviously that was an incredible moment for the group. Could that come back and bite you on the backside a bit this week with extra motivation for Adelaide?
Look, we and Ken's probably the same. We don't think about that too much. For us, it's about playing the type of footy we need to play. Kenny was obviously pretty excited then. We'd had a pretty rough run against Adelaide before that, and for us this week, it's about playing the type of footy we need to play. All the other stuff that gets talked about, that's not really relevant for us. It's the type of footy we need to bring on the weekend is what we're concerned about.
Your point of view on that, Tex, obviously is a pretty animated day for Port. You guys lost the game where you probably should have won in the end. With Ken's reaction and Port Adelaide, do you use that as motivation at all for this Showdown?
Nah, not at all. Raw emotion for Ken, and as Boak said, we were pretty successful. There were probably 5 or 6 before that, and for them it meant a fair bit. So it doesn't mean too much to Port, and it probably doesn't mean too much to us either.
You're going more confident given what happened, Trav, or is it too long ago to say that you're going into a Showdown confident based on previous results?
Yeah, I mean, it was early in the year. There's a lot that's changed over the course of the year. So look, we're confident in the footy that we're capable of, and we've been playing. We're in a really good position this year, but the Crows are playing some really good footy too over the last few weeks, and Showdowns, no matter where you are on the ladder, they're a tough game. So, but we're confident in the type of footy that we can bring that can beat them for sure.
Tex, is this, without I suppose 1 or 2 names, this is probably as close to as fitness, full strength as you guys have been?
For this year, it'd be pretty close. Obviously, Cedo won't play this week, and we'll get Brody Smith back potentially. Dougie, get through the week, he'll put his hand up for selection. Depending on how Tommy Duday is this week, D-Mac, so we'll get 3 or 4 back, which will go a long way to helping us hopefully beat Port.
How big will having Brody come back into the squad be after such a long absence out into your team this week for Showdown?
Oh, like any team, when you get a quality player back, it definitely helps you. So he's been in great form to see him for the last 2 weeks, and his 10.5 months of rehab has been outstanding. He's ticked every box, and he'll be super confident that the work that he's done will hold him in good stead.
So when you play, you're confident he'll come into the squad this week?
Well, I can't confidently sit here and say he'll play because I'm not on selection, but he's done everything he can to put his hand up.
So you feel he's ready for AFL now after 2 weeks in the sample?
I'll leave that up to Pikey to make that decision.
But you feel he's ready, personally?
I'll leave that up to Pikey to make that decision.
You see him on the track though, how's he going?
I do see him on the track. He's training really well. He's done an enormous amount of work in the 10.5 months, and his last 2 weeks have been very, very good. So obviously the coaches have got a good problem to have.
Jackson, what's been a tough year? What have you made of all the criticism that you personally have got?
Everyone's entitled to their opinion.
Graham Corns last night said that you shouldn't be captain of the club. What's your reaction to that?
He's entitled to his opinion. It's just depending on whether I'll listen to it or not. I've got a lot of people that I trust, and until they tell me, then I'm pretty confident I'll continue to do the job.
Some people have said that their form does get better once they have the weight of captaincy lifted off. Is that something you would consider?
Like I said, mate, everyone's entitled to their opinion.
You want to be captain though, moving forward, of the Adelaide Footy Club?
I really enjoy being captain. It's a great honour to be able to lead this great footy club. I grew up barracking for this footy club, so I'm very passionate. I'm going to be a Crow for life, and if I can continue to be captain for as long as I can, then I'll keep putting my hand up.
You get tiresome, given the day in which we live in, players saying how tough they find things on social media and all. Does it get tiresome just?
It's pretty good, isn't it, Boaky?
Sort of stuff?
Pretty good job.
Yeah.
Pretty good job.
We're very lucky to do what we do. The power of social media, and you have a look today how many cameras are here and how many journos, it's just non-stop. And as I've been in the system 11 years, I've been able to channel myself, and I've got a lot of great mentors that I listen to, and it's probably can get a bit tough when you go off those tracks and don't listen to the people you trust.
How do you feel like you're placed Adelaide going into the Showdown?
Oh, I think obviously we were very competitive for 3.5 quarters on the weekend, so we're starting to play some footy that I know we're capable of playing, and it's just now a challenge for us to be able to sustain it for the 4 quarters. So I'm confident going to the weekend that we can beat Port Adelaide.
Do you feel like you're not far away, Tex? Like given that, I know that 3rd quarter really cost you guys dealing with the way.
Well, it was only a bit of that 3rd quarter, probably a period of when they kicked, I think 6 or 7 goals. So it was very, very small margin, but we let up so much in scoring. So and we didn't take our opportunities in the 1st quarter, didn't take our opportunities in the last quarter. So if we can tighten up on a few areas, then I'm confident that our best footy is not far away.
It seemed at times like Melbourne had 7 or 8 defenders, and having a couple sort of loose players in your forward structure. Was there a thought of putting and going forward, if other teams do that, putting a couple of players forward?
No, they didn't have too many loose numbers in our forward half, so we played the way we wanted to play.
I suppose you obviously bet significant at one end, probably great at the other. How big, they don't play each other obviously, but how big is that, their 2 performances going to be?
It's why people come and watch the game, for watching people like Robbie Gray and Eddie Betts. It's what sells tickets and gets bums on seats, and people that can do freaky stuff and do it consistently, and those 2 boys certainly do that. So for us, we obviously last showdown early in the year, Robbie turned the game on its head. I think it was in the 3rd quarter, so we'll one of the boys down back will have to watch him very closely.
Ideally, you want to be high on the ladder, but where does I suppose the rivalry sit with you, Tex, in terms of the showdown? Is it as strong as it ever was against Port Adelaide?
I've always said, and I think Bogey's always said, it doesn't matter where you are on the ladder, the showdown is always fierce, very competitive, so I'm sure this weekend will be exactly the same.
Is there a sweetener knowing you could dent their top 4 or finals hopes? I mean, it's probably not discussed in a team meeting, but as a plus, would that be something you take away?
Nah, we don't discuss that at all. For us, we just need to focus on what we can control, and that's the process, and we need to sustain it for 4 quarters to be able to beat. Doesn't matter who the opposition is, we've got 4 games left to put our best foot forward to try and play finals, and this weekend it's up against Port Adelaide, who are in the top 8, and it's a great challenge for us.
Might be something you enjoy after the season then.
Maybe.
What have you been able to sustain it for 4 quarters, do you reckon, this year? Is it just a lack of continuity, injuries, or form, or?
A number of things, but some things are in our control and some things aren't. But like I said, I'm not. I don't reckon we're too far away. I know it's come to the end of the season, but if we can, over the next 4 weeks, play some really strong footy, I'm sure it'll set us up.
Have you seen your own form, fitness and thanks?
Yeah, it's been very challenging. I only did 10 or 20% of pre-season, so historically when you do that much, it definitely hinders you to be able to perform the way you want to. And I'll put my hand up and say that I haven't been able to perform the way I know I can, but I'm still being able to play my role in a way that Pikey's been happy with.
Home showdown for you guys this week, obviously you get a bit of both crowds, but mostly your crowd this week. In a showdown, how significant is having the home game as a player?
No, I wouldn't say it's too much. It might be a little bit of an advantage, but we both know how to play Adelaide Oval, and hopefully our crowd can rally behind us and get us going. But I wouldn't say it's too significant, but there would be a percentage of behind it, but I'm not too sure exactly what that percentage would be.
How important is it to you and your team to win the Variety Shield for such an important cause?
Yeah, it's great. I think it's great that Variety are right behind it, and for us to be able to win the Variety Showdown will be outstanding. It's a nice looking shield. It looks better in our place than down the road.
Is it a bit of sweet text if you say you're not far away, sort of getting to your best form and getting all your big names back at a point where you might not feature in September? Is that a hard one to take?
No, well, some of it's been out of our control, but if we can get the guys back, Douglas, Smith, Duday, I'm sure it just gives us a great opportunity to play the footy that we want to play.
Well, you touched on your fitness here. We heard John Longwire talk last week about Buddy Franklin only training 20 minutes all year with injuries and how tough that was for him. You said you had 10 or 20% of your pre-season. How tough does that make it for you to produce your best under those circumstances?
Well, Buddy Franklin, I think, is probably the best player in our game. So he's been able to do it, and some can, some can't. For me, knowing my body, I need to be able to train to be able to perform each week, and for whatever reason, I haven't been able to do that. But just keep backing up.
So I certainly hurt your form.
Oh, no doubt. Yeah.
Have you been on like a restricted program since you've come back in the last 5 or 6 weeks? Or?
No.
Okay.
Well, guys, what about like if you can't make finals, would there be an eye to 2019? Do you think, in terms of making sure your body's right and maybe taking the last couple of weeks off?
I wouldn't take the weeks off just for the sake of it. No.
But
I'm here to play footy, so.
Is there a chance the club would say, we'll get you for surgeries now and make sure?
I don't need any surgery, so I wouldn't think about doing that anyway.